Hello and welcome to Rock Trax, RBTV's one and only rock show. This is the series finale of Rock Trax, and this time around we get to talk to a very special artist. His name is Ryan Silver, part of the band, surprisingly titled Ryan Silver. And when we come back, we're going to be talking to him live in the studio. Stay tuned for more Rock Trax. And welcome again to Rock Trax. Here I am sitting with the lead singer of the band, Ryan Silver. Let me guess. Ryan Silver, is that your name?
That's me.
That's your name. Well, it's very nice to meet you, sir. Nice to have you on Rock Trax.
Thank you for having me. Thank you very much.
Well, before we start, I know that you got your start in music very unusually. You used to be what we like to call in high school a jock.
I was a big-time athlete, yes.
And what happened there? What made you turn from a jock into a musician, a fully fledged musician?
Well, I wouldn't say I really became a musician. I'd always played piano and stuff, and I still do sports a lot. I was big in piano and kind of was, grade school was kind of one of those things. I was like, Mom, let me quit piano lessons and all this. And I went out for basketball one year. For the second year, I was big on sports and got cut from the basketball team, which actually got a thank you on the CD. But and picked up a guitar, and I was, kind of, just strum around and play guitar a little bit. And I started playing guitar, and kind of once I got in there, I got more and more into music. And eventually, it really began. One of my friends was working with Relay for Life, which is a big cancer organization, to help raise money for cancer research. And so we worked with that. And she was like, "Well, we're doing this big show at this venue." And I was like, "Okay, cool." And she was like, "Well, would you like to play on it?" And I was like, "What do you mean?" And she was like, "Well, play at the kickoff of the event." And I was like, "Okay." And so I played the event and, covering a few songs, drumming around, and really didn't know much. And that's when I really started really loving music and playing more. And after that point, I started writing my own songs, and now I have a CD. But that's how it started.
So how did you get this CD deal? I mean, this is like very unusual for a 17-year-old, 18-year-old, 17,
Yeah.
What are you, 17?
18.
18. This is very unusual for someone who's 18 and a senior in high school still at this point. To have a CD out, which is Cheap Seats for those at home. Cheap Seats is now available on iTunes, folks. So how did you get this CD deal?
Well, it was a family friend who knew a producer actually out in New York who'd worked with the band Dispatch and numerous other artists on Grammy Records and all big stuff. So it was kind of a really good connection out there in the studio with this producer. And so I was like, well, we might as well go out. And I'd written a bunch of songs, and I'd thought about making a CD, and I had a few songs picked out that I knew I wanted to put on the record. And so I kind of went out there with a handful of songs saying, oh, okay, maybe some of these will make it on the record, maybe some won't. And we got studio musicians, and one of my friends actually played guitar on the record, but the other guys were all hired musicians. But we went out there, and the producer, Craig Dreyer, was just great. And so it's fun just going out there, and it was just a little connection built up something bigger, and it turned out to be a record, so.
And Cheap Seats is now out.
Yeah.
And, now, what would you say influenced this album? I know you seem to have, from what I've heard, you sound like a lot of different bands. You sound like Jason Mraz. You sound like Dave Matthews. And how did you? Are these artists that influenced you? What artists influenced you?
Yeah, well, I mean, a lot of people. Over the years, I've listened to a lot of artists. I listened to, I was like Jason Mraz and John Mayer kind of types. But I like a lot of the old bands: Rolling Stones, Tom Petty. I like a lot of artists. I also like a lot of vocalists: Ella Fitzgerald. Numerous different vocalists and a lot of people. So I've listened to a lot of music, and I think every time I listen to something, it's not only as I'm trying to recreate that, but in my own sense, kind of trying to take my music and what I do with music and put my spin on maybe what they've done or what other artists have done in the past, and even other local artists. Every time I see another artist, I'm like, oh, that's cool. Maybe we should try doing something kind of similar to that. But always trying to make my own sound, and didn't want to be almost compared to a lot of artists, but kind of like you were saying, a little similar. So it was nice, to take what I've learned and heard with music and kind of start when I was writing these songs. It was like, oh, kind of bouncing ideas.
And you are part of a band. I don't want to leave anyone out.
Yes.
Who are the members of your band, and what are their positions on the band, and how do they get there?
Well, it's funny. I used to play a lot when I started off playing a lot of acoustic shows and kind of playing a lot of solo acts. And I still do time to time play acoustic shows, and but I play with a lot of different guys. It's normally whoever's in town or whoever can play. The drummer, Justin Lennox, who I played with, he's just a great kid, an unbelievable musician. I played with him for a long time. Him and Mikey Schreiber, who plays guitar. So those two guys I played with for a really long time, since when I almost started freshman, sophomore year when I started playing the guitar. And so they've always kind of really shown interest in music with me, and I've known them, being friends with them, and so I play with them. And I play with different other guys on the record with different, get a different guy for a different show or different studio musicians, for example. And so playing with a lot of different people, that's another way of kind of bouncing ideas.
It's not just you and a bunch of...
Right. Yeah, I've kind of mixed it up a little bit and it's another way of bouncing ideas and trying, that's why I've picked up a lot of what I do with music, and a lot of what I've learned in guitar and stuff is kind of playing with other people and kind of seeing what their spin on music is.
And you do have this album out now.
Yes.
So where are you going from here now? I mean, you're a senior in high school.
Yes.
You have your whole life ahead of you. You can go to college. You can
Yes.
go off into music. What are you going to do next? What's next for Ryan Silver?
I am going to college for my mom. No, I want to go to college, so I'll be downtown school in the city. So it'll be good, do shows down there and keep doing music and keep playing. Hopefully the key is, maybe I'll make a CD in the future, hopefully soon. Make a second record and keep playing a lot. Definitely keep doing a lot of shows. Been booking a lot of shows lately into next year already. And so keep busy with playing and just trying to keep spreading the word and get the music out there and hopefully, be a big rock star or something. So we'll see. See what comes of it.
So you're not planning to take off right away into
no big tours right now.
Okay.
Hopefully this summer I'm doing a ton of shows and touring a little bit across the states. But right now just mostly kind of playing shows and getting the word out there. And
okay. And I know you've gotten to play some quite large shows. You've played in Los Angeles. You've played in California.
Yes, yeah.
And have you gotten any radio airplay from any radio stations at all yet?
I have actually. The Mix here in Chicago, 103.5, was playing track 5 on the CD, She's Gone. So that was really cool to hear. And that was in the first few weeks that we had the CD out. I sent. We actually played a show downtown Chicago, and a representative from the Mix was there and saw the CD. So they've been playing a few the tracks, but. And right now I've been sending it out to a lot of other radio stations in this area, to college stations, just people who will play the music and see, if we can get the music out there.
And She's Gone has something very interesting about it. When you play it, I've seen you play it live, and it's during some part of the song where it's veering off, you start to play a little bit, you yourself, I know everyone kind of backs away from you during this part, you start to sing a little bit of JoJo's Get Out, Leave, Get Out.
What are you talking about?
No, what's that all about?
I was playing the song one day and I was like, this kind of sounds a little similar to a song I know. It's a different key and stuff and a little different chord progression, but I was like, I've heard this before. And my sister came downstairs and she was like, isn't that a JoJo song? And I was like, so it kind of sounds like the song Get Out. And so at live shows, I started to, kind of remix. And
everyone I notice just backs away from it and says, "Oh no, he's gonna do it. He's gonna do it."
Yeah.
So,
trend.
this is one of your big songs. She's Gone. But what else? What is your first single off the album? Is that it, or do you have any others?
There's a song called Justice too, which I really enjoy. Kind of another upbeat acoustic song, which is really cool. And Not Helping Anyone, which is another song on there. But. Okay. I liked how the whole CD came together. Like I said, a lot of the songs we got to the studio and it was like, okay, what are we going to put here? What songs are we going to use? A few of the songs weren't even written. Going fly on the flight to New York. So it was kind of putting it together, and I like how it really turned out. And
another song you do that's very interesting to me is you do a duet with your sister on one song.
Yes.
And before we go, we're gonna see you play that song.
Yes.
So what is the history behind that song? It's called Before I Fall In.
Yeah, that's Before I Fall In was a piano tune, and I had written it weeks before we had gone to New York, and I was playing it a few days before. And originally, I was just going to play on it and sing out there, or sing on the track. And so I was playing at my house a few days before leaving for New York, and I go, this is pretty, it sounds good, whatever, just kind of rehearsing the songs. And my sister Meredith, who's a really good singer, was in the kitchen. I go, okay. I go, Meredith, come in here for a second. She was like, what? And I go, you're going to New York, right? And I was like, all right, let's try this. Just try singing the second verse, just for fun. I was like, maybe it'll sound cool if we did a duet on this. And she sang it, and I was like, all right, you want to be on the CD? And so that's how it kind of started. So that's how we got that duet. So
all right.
Cool.
Well, it was nice interviewing you. When we come back, we're going to see you playing the song She's Gone here on the set of Rock Trax. And before we go, this is the new album from Ryan Silver. It's Cheap Seats. Please buy it off iTunes or buy it off Ryan Silver if you see him on the street. You can also visit Ryan Silver at myspace.com/rnsilver. RN Silver, not Ryan Silver. There's a new site coming soon called ryansilvermusic.com. You can check him out there. You can check him out on Facebook as well. He's just all over the internet, folks. When we come back, like I said, She's Gone here on Rock Trax. Stay tuned for more. All right, that was good.
That's good.
Yeah.
More often than not, I find a reason to believe why I shouldn't stay here, why I should leave. Seems we fall back too many times to count. I thought we'd last longer, I thought we'd work it out. And now we're falling back, I got nothing anymore. I see you walk away, I see you close the door. I can't believe what we found. A world on its knees. I'm begging out loud and I'm crying to everyone at sea. Come help me out, please.
Now we fall back into the air. Seems like you wanted it more than I ever cared. Give me hope, find me life. Maybe I'll hold on, give it a second try. I can't believe what we found. A world on its knees. I'm begging out loud and crying to everyone it sees. Come help me out, please.
Before I fall in, I can't believe
what we found.
a world on its knees.
I'm begging out loud and
I'm crying to everyone it sees.
come help me out,
please.
before I fall in.
Watch my face go pale, and as I look away, you watch me to make sure I'm okay. And I fall too many times to ask you back for help, but now you're not here, and will you ever come back at all? And now she's gone, and I'm so lost, and I can't go on, 'cause you're beautiful, you're beautiful to me. You're the prettiest thing I've ever seen. Whether inside or out, there's never gonna be a dark cloud when you're around. And now she's gone, now she's gone. I wish I hadn't left you all alone, child. 'Cause I think, what does it want to be and what does it got to be? It's love when I'm by your side, and now I'm crying without you, and I need you right now. So coming back, come find me, or I'll come and find you. And now she's gone, and I'm so lost, and I can't go on, because you're beautiful, you're beautiful to me. You're the prettiest thing I've ever now she's gone. Get out right now, it's the end of you and me. It's too late, and I can't wait for you to be gone. 'Cause I know about her, and I wonder why I fell for all these lies. I can't believe that it was just a waste of time.